Yo, what's good, my G? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In case you're new here, my name is Lydia, and if you're not new, thank you so much for coming back to my channel, boo. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my in-depth foundation routine. I've seen you guys comment, and even on the video I posted, the other one was asking you guys, people said you wanted to see it. So I'm here to teach you how to slay when you have like a glam session to go for, or like something really glam, because this is not my everyday foundation routine. This is my glam, like when I want to snatch your edges kind of, you know, routine. So if you like to see how we transform this face into something even more gorgeous, please keep on watching. In case you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, let's get into the video, guys. So this tutorial is going to help you have your makeup last 24 hours, long lasting, sweat proof, you know, all that jazz. Like literally your makeup will be sitting, and you can apply these techniques to what you already have, but then this is what I do when I need to show all out. Okay, for the first step, I'm going to go into my Marabidescu facial spray. Usually I use this, or I use the Gunu Effect one. Yeah, it's here. So usually I switch between these two, and what this does is just to wake up my skin. And so of course, prior to this, I've cleansed my face, I've put on sunscreen. Sunscreen is a must-have or a must-use in your foundation routine. If you're going to be going out like to the outside world, put on sunscreen. Don't think the foundation, or even if the foundation has SPF in it, it's still not going to protect your skin. Okay, so the next step will be primer, and I use primer in two steps. I use this one to kind of moisturize my skin, and then I use this one from Huda Beauty to kind of give me a glowy base and also make my face very, very matte. So I only use this like in the center of my face where I know oil is going to come through. This will not let any oil come through, and it will give you that glowy base as well. So first off, I'm going in with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. Let me get my mirror. So I'm going to apply this. Most times I blend this in with my hand or a brush. Anyone is fine. Go ahead and dry it down. I'm going to go in with this from Huda Beauty. This is quite pricey, but then it's very good. Like, it's very good, trust me. When you see all those my makeups where I don't like, my face is looking beat, I use either a Huda Beauty foundation or the combination I'm going to be showing you guys today, which is like my ultimate combo. So now that the base is done, I'm going to go into my favorite foundation combo, and this one is from Too Faced. And then why I love it, because this one is my perfect undertone, but it's a tad bit too dark, and this one is too light. So but the coverage on this mixed with this, like their finishes mixed together, is just a very flawless finish, like very flawless. And then for foundation, like the tool I use for my foundation, I started using, of course, this is like my beauty blender. I've put it in a paper towel to kind of drench out the water. I feel like people don't know that, but when I say a damn beauty blender, I mean a beauty blender that's been dipped in either warm water or cool water, and you know, you squeezed out the water from it. So I just put it in a paper towel to be squeezing out the water, and then this is my preferred tool of choice. How I like to do it, even though I don't show you guys, I'll just go ahead and mix it on my hand. So one pump of this. The more hygienic way will be to do this on a mixing palette, but I'm just being lazy. So that's like my mixing proportion right there. I hope you guys can see. If you find a foundation that matches you perfectly and you don't feel like, I'm a mixer, I'm a makeup artist as well, so I love to mix foundation even for my clients. So mixing both of them in, I'm just going to like apply it on my face afterwards. So I'm just going to go ahead and, you know, blend this in. I just discovered that I'm not telling you guys the motion. So the motion I'm using in fast is press and roll, press and roll. I learned this from Anita Brows, and it's really helped me while doing my makeup. You can see how I'm taking my time to blend it. Like, you want to take your time. When I first started learning makeup on YouTube, I would see them do this like really fast, and I didn't know that they've actually fast forwarded it. I don't know if you guys, if you're a beginner, you notice what I'm talking about. So another thing I wanted to mention is a lot of people just go ahead, and I'm not disputing the fact that some people actually need correctors on their face, but there's so many things that a good full coverage foundation, either from Huda Beauty, Too Faced, like any good full coverage foundation will cover. You don't need to go and be using red lipstick underneath your eyes or orange corrector around your mouth, or like all those extra stuff. You really don't need it. You get, like, sometimes I see some people like, okay, why are you even doing that? Like, that's just an extra step which you do not need. Do you understand? A good full coverage foundation has got you. So don't feel like you need to do 1 million steps to get your base really flawless, because I could easily show you color correcting now, setting the base, doing this, doing that. That's too much work. I'm just going to tell you the products that work, and I've shown you, like, with what I've done on my base, my makeup is not going anywhere with the combination of that Milk Makeup and that Huda Beauty stuff. Another combination is either using setting powder to set your primer, and a cheaper alternative is using the Zaron mattifier and their primer combo. I have a video of that on my Instagram, and I think I attached it to my nose contour tutorial as well, where I did that combination of primer that would last all day as well. So you could check that out. Like, this is, I'm not saying this is the only way your makeup is going to last all day, but then this is the only way mine actually does last all day, all night, like until I'm ready to take it off. It doesn't move anywhere. For concealer, I'm going to be mixing these two. This is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer and the Huda Beauty concealer. One is, I'm going to use this one as my concealer, and this is going to be my highlight. This is Caramel Cone. They are both like almost similar in shades, but one is lighter. So if you notice that your makeup is just a bit like you need more coverage underneath your eye, the key is to double conceal. I don't usually show that part, like, because I'm hurrying, to make the video not too long. But then this step really helps to really cancel out. I'm also bringing it in here. It also helps with your nose contour as well. This concealer is almost finished, and I'm very sad. Like, it's quite an amount, like 20k. In case you want to give me a gift, just ask for my address and send it. The shade I'm using is Butterscotch. So I feel like this is not a beginner friendly tutorial, because I'm not really explaining in depth everything, which will take a whole lot of time, to explain the whole step. But I'm just highlighting right now, and I'm putting this concealer everywhere I want, the light to hit my face. Let me talk like a typical YouTuber. I'm returning back dimension into my face. I'm making sure my face is not flat. That's why I'm adding the shades in. So I'm just going to go ahead and blend all of this craziness out using this. So a tip I want to tell you guys, if you have an issue with not being able to blend out this very well, you can just go in with a little bit of your foundation on your blender, because usually the blender, when it's too wet, it picks up concealer from the skin. So you just want to make sure that you're going in with this, that it's not too wet, and then if you feel like it's doing that, just dab it on the concealer or on the foundation and just blend in, and it blends in seamlessly. You want to take your time with blending, guys. Like, you don't want to even be in a hurry. I really want to try out this tailor-made Jane way of highlighting, where she puts everything on at once and then she blends it out. I'm switching out to a smaller blender, and I'm just going to use that to blend out the edges. I like to leave the one inside. I like to give it time to sit more and think about sticking to my skin more. So I'm just blending out this one, and you can see that I'm talking, so you can kind of get the motion in which I actually blend my stuff out. What I like to do is still to take this stuff and this paper towel, and I'm squeezing out excess product. People don't know that, but usually this absorbs excess products. See the one I just took off now from it. So that way it helps you not, there's a point, it gets to a point where highlighting overshadows your entire makeup. I don't know if you've experienced that while doing your makeup, but doing this step of like taking off the excess product with a paper towel while doing your makeup, like it will help you control where you want the foundation and the highlights to stay, and where you don't want it to go to. Basically, like, I love doing this step. I love it, and it's something I learned along the way as well. So in case you're having that issue where your concealer you're using to highlight just overpowers your entire makeup, oh, that's blending out so good. Yes, baby. Okay, so now that this one has set in a bit, I'm going to go in with the lighter Huda Beauty, and I'm just going to use this to sort of highlight just a bit I've put out. I don't know if you're wondering about this darker stuff here. I was boxing without my gloves because of my longer nails, but then it started to hurt me on my knuckle, and that's an injury that is healing. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take this on a small blender. I'm just placing it right in there. I don't know if you can see what that did, but I can see it, sure. And if you notice, everything I'm using is full coverage. Like, you don't joke with the coverage of these foundations and concealers I'm using. It's definitely something I think you should invest in, especially Huda Beauty concealers. Like, so I'm going to still leave that inner one like that. Like, now that I've applied the Huda Beauty one, I'm going to leave it there. Like, you can't tell me that there's any under eye darkness that will escape this thing I've done here. So there's no need for all those, especially those people that use red lipstick to do theirs. Like, there's no need for it. Okay, just get a good full coverage foundation and you'll be good to go, sis. I hate when people call me sis. I hate it. I hate when people call me sis. I don't know why. If you do, to comment down below, because I know I cannot be the only one. Who's your sis? Call me by my name, Lydia. Anyway, for contour, I'm using my favorite. Like, if you watch my favorite video, you see me mention this, but then it's Suede Mocha from, and I don't know who the first person was that I saw that used stick foundation to contour, but I can't stop saying thank you to them. I don't know who they are. Like, I don't know who the first person I actually saw. I'm thinking it's Anita Brows, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and put this in those areas there, and also on my, yeah, you can barely see it, but that's how I love my contour to be. Gone are the days, you take it a bit higher actually. Gone are the days of all those stressful, contours that will have you blending out black. The key is to just give shadow to your face. You don't need to use a shade that is 10 shades darker than you. It's going to be so difficult to blend out. So try to use a contouring agent that is just dark enough. Can you see how it's like, it's giving me that definition there, but then it's not so black to the point where you can see lines on my face. Like, you don't want that. That's not your friend. And then I'm going to go back in to blend out this underneath my eye. So at this point now, I'm going to go in and finish up blending my eye as well. I'll use the butt of the smaller one to blend out this side, and then switch to this side to blend out the inner part as well.
It was at this moment that she knew she fucked up.
I didn't zoom in. I should have zoomed in. Guys, I just remembered that I didn't zoom in. So you guys have been watching me. I didn't switch out my lens. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring you guys in at this point. I'm so sorry, but come on in. Yeah, welcome. So I feel this is a better view. I forgot to do this earlier, but then better late than never. So I'm just going to go ahead and tap this, tap, and take my time to blend it in as well. I don't hurry to blend out my foundation routine. I've kind of gotten accustomed to taking my time, you know, and when I take my time, I see the difference as opposed to if I rush. And this nose one is very important to note because I see people doing very funny things. If you don't keep your blending in this straight line and your powder too in this straight line, what's going to happen is that you're going to have the line of your highlights everywhere on your nose. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's going to be a bit difficult to attain that streamlined nose that you're looking towards. So it starts from placing on the concealer, it starts from blending out the concealer in that line to setting it with powder in that line, you know. By that time, when you're done with your everything, there's no way your nose is not going to look snatched. So yeah, I'm just looking at my mirror here. Take your time and blend. Don't be in a hurry. Let's go ahead and take off the excess again on my blender and just, you know, make sure I put in the finishing touches everywhere that I need it. Don't be in a hurry. Make sure that your base looks very seamless before you go ahead to blend. If you just go ahead to blend in without it looking seamless, it's just going to be so difficult for you when you've put powder, because once you put powder anywhere here without blending it well properly, first of all, it's going to look crazy. Like, it's going to look very unblended, very unprofessional, and you know, you don't want that. For powder, like, depends on the look you're going for, but I always go for a matte look when I'm doing this kind of full glam. If you don't want a super matte powder, you can go for any other brand. I have a MAC one, the MAC Patrick Star one. That one is not as matte as this one from Huda Beauty, but this one from Huda Beauty is like an oil sucking agent. It's meant to suck away the oil. I don't know how they did it, but then I've never had oil problems using this to set my makeup, like never. I want to even try and get the darker one, so I'll be using that one for my, like, all around my face. Like, my makeup does not go anywhere when I use this. Of course, I set and bring it in, you know, here as well. God, I'm looking like chocolate, like so I've put out the powder here, and I'm just going to go ahead and dab my small beauty blender in there and take off the excess on my hand. For this first step, you don't need it to be excess. You don't need the powder to be excess. So you can set and you can bake. If you have extremely crazy dry skin, stay away from baking. I don't have dry skin, I have oily skin. So if I don't do this, my makeup is not going to look like snatched throughout. But then if you do, just set, don't bake. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm blending out the creases underneath my eyes first with the butt of the blender, because if you don't do that and you set, it will set crease. So I'm just going to go ahead and set this. Just watch how it will get matte. Like, it's such a beautiful sight to behold. This is what the set side looks like. See, if you don't want to buy anything self out of this tutorial, just invest in this powder. They have like 6 or 7 shades, so look for the shade that matches you. Can you see how beautiful that is? I'm going to go ahead and do that for this side. So if you don't want your face to look extra like dry, then just stop here. Now we're going to go into bake. And a reason for doing setting first before baking is a lot of people have that issue where they try to go in with a lot of powder on their blender first on the wet concealer, and they just put it, and then the concealer gives way and you see a patch underneath your eye, like it's not seamless. That's because the concealer is still too wet for the load of powder that you're putting on it. So a trick to combat this is either going with your setting powder and a brush to kind of, you know, make the concealer less tacky and less wet, or do what I did, going with your beauty blender, take out all the excess on your hand and then just set it like this, so that way once I go into bake, no matter how long I bake for, I'm not going to have cracks underneath my eyes, I'm not going to have splotchiness, it's just going to be seamless. So I'm going into bake now. Baking is just you adding extra powder to give you even more coverage, and usually I leave this on while I'm doing my highlights, my contour, my brows, my eyeshadow. It helps to catch excess fallout as well, and I love to define my contour like this, because anywhere you put this light powder now, whether you like it or not, it's going to highlight. I'm bringing more into the sides of my face, like my nose, so that it helps with my contour. You're meant to bronze, you're meant to contour, set your contour, then bronze, but I feel like that's too much steps, which I don't feel is necessary. So I just use this Fenty Beauty Sunstalker bronzer. It's called Mocha Mami. This brush, I've had it for almost going on 4 years now, from Eye Candy Cosmetics. They're a Nigerian brand, and the quality is just so good on this brush, honestly, because the amount of times I've used it and washed it and used it and washed it, it should have. And why I'm using this is because you want to stay away from any brush that gives you that is like a line that is harsh. Let me see, every brush I've used, I pretty much have just shown you 2 brushes, which makes it so easy. I showed you the brush where I used to apply my foundation, and this one, like, foundation routine should not be filled with 1,000,001 tools. Like, it's not necessary, it's not realistic, you know. Nobody has time to be memorizing, oh, this brush is for when I want to do my hand like this, or this brush is for, do you get? Like, it's not necessary. All you need is a good fluffy brush to set your contour, your beauty blender, you know, and your contour to whatever it is you're using, foundation, cream foundation, stick foundation, whatever it is. So this brush now is just hugging my face, and just, you know, I'm using that to also dust off this powder I put here, and then you can see how it has given me that overall like warmth around my face. It's not looking like I put, you can see I can turn all the way and you're not seeing any line, but then this is not how my face was when we started out with this tutorial. If you get me, you could rewind and go and see it. So I just feel like this just adds a bit of like warmth everywhere, you know, and I love it so much for that, this Fenty Beauty bronzer. So to define my contour now, I'm going to go into this. You might notice it from my nose contour tutorial, and I'm going to be using this powder. This powder here is a dark one, but it's neutral. It's not like the Fenty Beauty one that's a bit red. I'm going to go ahead and just put it just here, just on this line here. I'm going to place that there and then blend it out. This brush is from Evita Joseph. This is what it looks like, and I'm just going to go ahead and push it into the skin, just to kind of define my contour even more. You can see this side compared to this side. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing there. And literally that's all for my contour. Even still, after putting that, there's still no line. So line is not your friend. You don't want lines on your face, except you're doing a cut crease. So I'm going to go ahead and do my nose contour. Just nothing too major. If you've watched that tutorial, you will know, like, you don't need to stress yourself anymore with your nose contour. And I'm not going to give you guys a tea on it. Go and watch that video. Like, I made a video specifically for that. Go and watch it. I'm going to go ahead and use this blender and push in the powder. Go ahead and, like, everywhere I baked, I'm pressing in the powder. I'm not dusting off any powder. It's chunkly, I put small, very little, goes a long way. Ooh. Be done. In case you wonder, the lip combo I'll use is from Huda Beauty. It's called Staycation. This is Staycation and this is Bold Meeting. Done with my lips. I'm going to my MAC powder, and what I'm just going to do with that is just to kind of marry everything together, but not with a lot of powder. There was one time it was raining online, they were calling it the buffing technique or something like that, but like just putting a veil over top everything you've placed on your face. To go in with this glow spray, it's from Nia Makeup. It's a Nigerian brand. It dries matte. I've not experienced a glow spray that dries matte. Maybe they are, but I haven't tried it. This is the first one I've tried, and you can see I use it very well. So, and it's very affordable as well. You should check them out. I'm just going to take that and just give the effect of diamonds on your skin. and I'm also setting my face with this as well. I'm going into this, and then I'm going to also spray that on my blender. This is how I set my face. I don't spray over my face anymore, and I'm also going to go in and set my face with that. So guys, that completes this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me create this for you, showing you how I do my skin routine, foundation, highlight, contour, you know, the whole shebang. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me do it. Please give me a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to my channel as well. It's let me know that you like this kind of videos. And also, if you have any more routine videos you'd like me to teach, I've shown my eyebrows, I've shown my foundation, I've shown glitter as well. So if you like to see any more routine in depth, please let me know down below as well. I've done my nose contour routine as well. You know, I really want to help someone out there that is really like starting out with makeup with these videos, you know. So if you have any more requests, let me know down below. If this video was helpful in any way, shape or form, if any tip was, you know, if any tips stood out to you, or if you'll be trying out any tips, I'd like to know down below. Leave me a comment. You know, I always respond. Like, I'm always in the comments waiting for you to drop your comments so I could respond. So comment down below, let me know. Like, it makes me happy when I hear back from you guys on my videos. Yeah, without further much talking, if I've told you to subscribe, I'm telling you again, please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and if you want to take it an extra notch, you could share it on your stories. I'll definitely repost on Instagram. I love seeing when you do that to support me. Like, it means the world to me. And I'm going to see you lovelies in my next video. Stay beautiful. Bye. Mwah.